Hey, what's up? It's Chris here from Chris's Sci-Fi Reactions. Today we're back with another episode of Classic Who. This is the Dalek invasion of Earth. Looking forward to getting back into this story. Really enjoyed the last episode, hoping that the same level of enjoyment continues. I don't think there's much more to be said. I know I'm running a bit late on these Classic Who reactions and all my reactions in general. Yeah, so without further ado, let's just get straight on into this. Full uncut, unedited reaction is available on Patreon, as well as my social media accounts are listed below. So yeah, without further ado, again, let's just get straight on into this episode.
Why have the human beings been allowed to get soaked in
What's
the river?
with the radar dish?
No explanation.
Where is the Robo Patrol for this section?
Not known.
You will take his place until he is found. The human beings are to be taken to landing area 1.
Daleks on Earth? Leave this to me, dear boy.
I think you'd better let us go.
We
Ooh.
do not release
Very
prisoners.
forceful.
We are the masters of the earth.
Not for long.
Obey
Oh,
us
damn,
or
Doctor.
die.
Die? And just who are you to condemn us to death,
Yeah, because the Doctor wouldn't know much about the Daleks, would he, at this time?
I can hear you. I have heard many similar words from leaders of your different races. All of them were destroyed. I warn you, resistance is useless.
Resistance is useless. Surely you don't expect all the people to welcome you with open arms?
We have
Yeah,
already
that's true.
conquered Earth.
Conquer the earth, you poor pathetic creatures, don't you realize?
Ooh,
Before
damn.
you attempt to conquer the earth, you will have to destroy all living matter.
Take them. Take them. We are the bastards.
Did you put a wet bandage on it?
We've only just arrived.
I see. Well, I'll see to this. You get the food. What are you waiting for?
Well, where do I get the food?
Oh, over there. And while you're at it, sign both your names down for a work detail.
Well, Susan can't work until her ankle's better.
She can do something with her hands sitting at a table, can't she?
I suppose you've all got to do
But look,
what you have to
look,
do. Everyone should be
there.
pitching
We
in.
must attack them, Tyler.
That sounds fine, but how? We can find 15, perhaps 20 men.
Ample.
Oh, what are you talking about, ample? A handful of unarmed men against Daleks?
Sometimes I wonder about you, Tyler.
This isn't the 20th century, Dortmund, when thousands of men with bayonets charge machine guns.
Don't lecture me.
Then don't ask the impossible. You've not been out there.
Machine guns
Suicide.
wouldn't
Yes,
work
all
with
right,
the
I know. I
Daleks
need a
anyway.
little chair, so I can't go myself.
I didn't mean that. You know I didn't mean that.
I think he meant it.
We saw the Daleks destroyed on Skara. We were there.
Boy, what happened in Skara was a million years ahead of us in the future. What we're seeing now is about the middle history of the Daleks.
I see.
Okay, so the Daleks episode was in the future.
They've taken some more prisoners. What is so different about the Daleks? Oh, I see. You mean the discs on their backs.
Yes. Perhaps that accounts for their increased mobility. Do you remember on Skaro they could only move on metal?
Yes.
That's
yes, quite
interesting.
so, but remember, this is an invasion force. Therefore, they have to adapt themselves to the planet.
Where are the other two from your patrol?
This man killed them both.
For this, you will be punished. Continue your patrol. Will be dealt with in the same
I know
way.
we've seen that the classic Daleks were silver and blue. I wonder what colour this other Dalek is, if it's sort of a mixture of maybe silver, blue and
I
black.
don't think we should tell Barbara.
But David, I'm sure.
Now listen, Susan. We're going to make an attack on that saucer. So we'll put off telling her until afterwards.
Well, you mean if the attack's successful, we'll find you know my grandfather anyway?
Yes.
I
And if
think
it isn't,
Barbara
well,
has
then
the
the
right
justice
to
will
know.
do.
I think he doesn't have a right to keep that from her.
You wanted to see these?
Neither does Susan.
Well, here you are, then take them. I've got better things to do.
Oh, you're a model of charm and patience, aren't you?
Well, I don't believe in wasting time. I don't believe in sentiment either.
They asked me to give
I
you that,
mean,
Jenny.
Oh, just put it
that conversation would probably have been better with Barbara and saying, not telling Susan.
That.
Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara.
Oh, what are these things?
Oh, they're the
Compared to a TARDIS, I'm not sure.
Absolutely escape-proof.
Sure. Only on the surface, my friends. Move!
That's interesting. The Dalek ship has the same sound as it does in Nubu. So obviously they haven't changed the interior sound of the Dalek ships.
Move!
Your reverse and move.
Did the Doctor seriously think he could just walk off?
Craddock, tell us, how did it happen? The invasion of Earth, everything.
You've been on a moon station or something? Yes, quite so.
Yes.
Well, meteorites came first, and Earth was bombarded with them about 10 years ago. Cosmic storm, the scientists called it. Well, the meteorites stopped, everything settled down, and then people began to die of this new kind of plague.
Yes, that explains your poster, dear boy.
So it was a plague.
Daleks were up in the sky just waiting for Earth to get weaker. Whole continents of people were wiped out. Asia, Africa, South America. Used to say the Earth had a smell of death about it.
Why?
And the Daleks knew that. Knew how
Oh,
they
damn.
humiliated and degraded us.
They are the masters of Earth.
But why, Craddock? That's the one thing you haven't told us. What is it that the Daleks want on Earth?
I don't know. Something under the ground. It's turned the whole of Bedfordshire into a gigantic mine area.
Why? Well, what are they digging for?
I
Well, suppose we forget all this blab about Bedfordshire. Have either of you seen this?
All radio wave bands are open.
What the hell was that?
This is our last op.
Tyler and I both agree that the best place for an attack would be the heliport where they land the flying saucers. Yes?
A frontal attack?
Yes. A frontal attack.
Of course. We have
It's a
this nuclear
suicide
weapon
mission.
now. One success will give our people hope again. One victory will set this country, the whole of Europe, alight. That's all we need. One
But surely,
victory.
how would you get the bomb around the planet?
And how do we get within throwing range?
The heliport's fringed with buildings.
I should say it was more advanced than that. Well, now, let's try a little experiment, hmm?
All right. Hey,
You see? It responds, magnetized.
A profound discovery, mister. Doesn't help us.
why did the Daleks put it there in the first place?
Now, that's a very good question, dear boy. Suppose you were a Dalek and you found yourself locked up in this room. How would you get out? Push the door up? My dear young man, the Daleks have only feelers, no hands, and they use their brains. Now, X equals gamma. Now, that means roughly 2.5%. So that should give us a curve of round about 80 degrees. Oh, by the way, did you take three-dimensional graph geometry at your school?
No, Doctor. Only Boyle's Law.
What a pity. What a pity. So we shall have to boil this down now, shan't we? Well, now then, let's see. We'll start third from the left, and then I'll follow it from the right and straight over. Right, now put that bar there.
Placed by magnetic force.
Precisely. Now I want you to give him a hand in a minute. Just turn that pole under there, will you? There, you see?
See what you mean.
Like poles repel, eh? Yes, precisely. Now we've created a force field. Right, now turn the pole round. Now come on, give it a hand, quickly. Come on. Come on.
There we go.
You're a genius. Yes, and there are very few of us left. Now, let's get out and be crafty. No, no. No, no, please, what are you doing? No. Just... Oh, no, no. Let me go now. Yes. Let me go. Ah.
The interior of the ship mustn't be all that big.
Take the prisoners into the ship. Wait. In which sector were these prisoners?
I move forward. Seal off the area.
Right, now spread out. I'll try and free the prisoners before you use those bombs.
We are under attack. Report to main ram. General alert.
Would the Daleks really need humans to help protect? Next episode, The Day of Reckoning. Okay, so that was the Dalek invasion of Earth, the Daleks. I don't think that episode was as good as the first episode. I felt that parts of it did drag on a little bit, especially in the part of the Doctor trying to escape, or the Doctor Ian and was it Jack Raddick or something like that, or Craddock, can't remember. But yeah, I did feel that dragged on a little bit too much. I don't think it was as necessary to go as long as it could. Or this may be, its intent was to be a filler episode, possibly, I don't know. But yeah, it was okay. Better than okay, I think, but not excellent. Obviously I'll wait until the story ends before giving it a rating. But yeah, let's just break it down. Okay, we start off with the Doctor meeting the Daleks, Doctor and Ian. The Daleks are asking why have they been allowed to get so close to the river. They don't know. Then the Doctor really does give the Daleks some back chat here. And I thought this scene between the Doctor and the Dalek was really good. Especially the way, you know, the Doctor really was given that back chat to the Dalek. Daleks say they have already conquered Earth, but the Doctor's saying that, you know, to conquer Earth you have to destroy all living matter. I'm not sure if that's true. You know, I think all you have to do is conquer all resistance. Once that's done, then you're the master of the Earth. Yeah, so then we're here in the resistance, basically listening to the Daleks giving the people an ultimatum to surrender and work, and they get to live. Then this woman, I think her name is Jenny, but I could be mixing that up with Buffy because I've been trying to remember that name, but I'm pretty sure her name is Jenny. Checking out Susan's leg, you know, saying to Barbara, you can do the food. Susan can do something with her hands, that's a fair call. Here we have the leader and this guy talking about an attack and the new bomb. I think the confidence in the new bomb isn't a good thing. It's his confidence is almost arrogance, if you like. I made the new bomb, it's mine, it will work, you know, because I made it. Very much the leader seems to be quite a bit arrogant when it comes to his new weapon. Here we have David, I think his name is, coming saying he couldn't rescue the men, they were taken away by the Daleks. Yeah, so here we have the Doctor and Ian at the Dalek landing pad, the saucer. Very much Ian wondering how the Daleks can be here. The Doctor saying this is pre the last Dalek story we had. Last Dalek story was apparently far in the future. This is in the past. I'm guessing the Daleks haven't mastered time travel in this one yet. Because we know in New Who they've completely mastered time travel. Whether that happens in Classic Who or not, well, I guess I'll find out as I go along. Here we find out this guy, the Mr. Raddick, was responsible for killing a Roboman. We then have this guy who basically says he's not going in there and he's going to try and escape. Yeah, so we have him trying to escape, but it was very much like the Daleks were playing him, with him, similar to the way they did that with Clara in The Magician's Apprentice, I think it was called. I could be wrong about that. Here we have them, you know, the Daleks kill that man and then take them into the saucer. Here we have David, I'm pretty sure I've got that correct, saying to Susan, no, we're not telling Barbara about this. And I think he doesn't have a right to withhold that sort of information from Barbara. And I would have thought Susan wouldn't have been able to handle that sort of information. If anything, I thought this conversation would have been better between David and Barbara. But, you know, here we have the Barbara doing some food, talking about the helmets turning humans into robots, because they needed helpers. Here we have Jenny saying that her brother was taken last year. Here we have the Doctor, Mr. Raddick, and Ian inside the saucer. What I did find interesting is that the Dalek sound inside the saucer is exactly the same as what it is in New Who. They haven't changed it since 1963. The sounds of the Dalek saucers inside are exactly the same, which is a testament to its survival. I mean, obviously the Daleks have survived since 1963. Whether they're overused or not, that's, I guess, personal opinion, but personally I think in New Who they are overused. Here we have the Daleks now watching Doctor and Ian and the other guy in the prison cell and administering some sort of test. And then here we have the Doctor and Ian sort of asking how the Daleks got a hold of Earth, and basically they're saying a cosmic storm, so meteorites hitting the Earth, and I'm not sure if he said meteorites or asteroids, because really it would be a meteorite. If he did say asteroid, obviously that's wrong, but I'm pretty sure he said meteorites. Then they also released a plague on Earth, which wiped out a lot of humans. Then we sort of see here a scene of the past with Saucer, how they turned the humans into Robo-Men and then they use them to control our own people. Here we see a young woman literally killed, I believe, by one of these Robo-Men. That's pretty dark, actually. Yeah, and then we find out that there's something underneath the ground that they're looking for. That's what he said, something under the ground. Here we have the Daleks still watching them. The Daleks here said something similar to what they said in the Stolen Earth. The men, the women, and the descendants shall surrender themselves to the Daleks. I don't know if that's a common thing said or if it's something relatively minor. Here we have them talking about the attack, that they're going to do a frontal attack. Barbara suggests using the helmets, the Robo-Men helmets, to very much get in there close up by going undercover. Here we have the Doctor using sort of these devices that are left so Daleks can get out if they're trapped in there. Here we have Ian and the Doctor talking sort of about static electricity, what we learned in the Dalek story. The Doctor is a bit nasty to that guy in the back, basically telling him to shut up and that he's an idiot. Not the nicest thing to say to a person. He could have phrased it maybe a little differently, but okay. Ian says, sometimes you surprise me. The Doctor's like, only sometimes. And here they actually succeed. They open the door. The Daleks then take the Doctor to become a Robo-Man. Here we have the beginning of the attack. Basically the normal humans dressed up as Robo-Men. And then they start attacking, and obviously the bombs have absolutely no effect. You could say that the leader's arrogance was, led directly to a number of deaths here. And then, yeah, they're changing the Doctor, and we'll see what happens in the next episode. Okay, so that was the Dalek Invasion of Earth, Part 2. An okay episode. I'm looking forward to going forward. Hopefully we get more of, like, the first sort of episode again, or part, whatever you want to call it. Excuse me. So, hopefully it does improve, but we'll just have to wait and see. I'm sure you guys already know if it's a good story or a bad story. But, yeah, I don't think there's much more to be said. That's all for now. I will see you next time. Bye.